Mendel's laws we have done, उस chapter में जितना अभी तक sorry, whatever we have done, all that you will be preparing for the test. Okay, no other topic is there which is remaining. We have completed the sickle cell anemia, we have completed the phenylketonuria, we have completed with the Klinefelter's and the Turner's syndrome. Do you want these diseases to be revised? Anyone? If you want that diseases to be revised, so then I'll show you those videos once again.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, thalassemia is left.
Thalassemia, what I'll do, Nandini, I will be sending the notes today. Okay, so few more notes I will be sending today. You all can go through those notes also, और अगर फिर भी कोई doubt होता तो आप WhatsApp में message कर दीजिए, ठीक है? So that we will cover. And other sex determination types तो you have understood, ठीक है? बाकी अपने genetic disorders पढ़ लिए, Mendelian के deviations थे, that also we have completed. Incomplete dominance, then the multiple allelism, that you have to prepare. फिर सारे तीनों laws पढ़ लेना आपको. That is all which you have to prepare in this chapter. Okay, बाकी mutation वगैरह तो कुछ इस chapter में था ही नहीं, isn't it? Point mutation अपन ने पढ़ा हुआ है. What is point mutation? You should know. Down syndrome के cause पढ़ना है. तो एक बार वही would you like to see those disorders once again?
Yes, ma'am.
Other topics are very clear, Aditya.
Yes, ma'am.
प्रांजल.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है, सारा कुछ प्रिपेयर हो जाएगा. प्लांट रिप्रोडक्शन से कोई डाउट तो नहीं है? शिफा, अंजलि, आस्था, any doubt in that? Yes or no? जल्दी जल्दी बता दीजिए, नहीं तो फिर अपन कंटिन्यू करते उसी में. No. Okay, आस्था, what you say? What you are saying, Astha? I'm not able to listen. Astha, are you there? Astha, are you there?
Ma'am, chat box में
क्या हुआ? Mic not working. Sorry. Okay, प्रांजल.
Yes, ma'am.
Reproductive health अच्छे से तैयार हो जाएगा.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है, और human reproduction.
Yes, ma'am.
You have gone through all the topics of the human reproduction, then plant reproduction. Okay, because each and every topic from your human reproduction, plant reproduction is very important. Okay, you cannot leave anything. Okay, so I will share my screen, children, and we will try to revise the disorders only once again. And then sex determination भी अगर देखना होगा तो वो भी एक बार रिवाइज कर दीजिए. And then from next 2 periods I will be giving for your this oral test, and then we'll continue with our the next chapter. So we have to start with the next chapter, that is molecular basis of inheritance. ठीक है, वो खत्म करने के बाद अपने 2 चैप्टर और बचेंगे, तो we will be moving little faster. Children, तो आप लोग oral test जल्दी से खत्म कर देना. Okay, and try to do it rapid fire sort of. Okay. So now I am showing you the video, that is human genetic disorders. All are ready? Yes or no? Why not speaking?
Yes,
Why you
ma'am.
are not?
Yes, ma'am.
आस्था, आपका माइक काम नहीं कर रहा है क्या आज? आस्था, शिफा has also left the meeting. What happened? शिफा ने last time भी ऐसे ही किया था. शिफा, what happened? You left the meeting last time also early. शिफा, Just talk to me.
Yes, ma'am.
What happened last time?
मैम मेरा माइक ऑन नहीं हो रहा था अभी.
अच्छा ठीक है. अच्छा लास्ट टाइम हम लोग ने सेक्स डिटर्मिनेशन इन हनी बीज किया था, तो आपने वो हनी बीज का पढ़ने की कोशिश की?
यस मैम.
ओके आस्था, आपने पढ़ लिया क्या सेक्स डिटर्मिनेशन इन ह्यूमन बीइंग्स, सॉरी इन हनी बीज? Mic not working, Astha. You can write in the chat box only. Okay, so see, then I will be talking to you all after completing this. Let us revise the genetic disorders.
Human genetic disorders.
आंटी जी.
Our genes determine the way we live, regulate our development, and make our body perform functions vital for life.
आंटी जी.
Therefore, it is said that genes are the blueprints of life.
आपको हॉटस्पॉट चालू कर दो.
Well, imagine that what would happen if there is a
आपको हॉटस्पॉट
defect
चालू कर
in
दो.
it would have a serious impact on the life of the organism. In ciliated epithelial cells lining the respiratory passage, the CFTR gene on chromosome 7 codes for a membrane protein, which controls the movement of water and chloride ions out of the cells. This keeps the mucus thin and the cilia easily sweep it away. A deletion of 3 DNA bases leads to deletion of the amino acid phenylalanine in the CFTR protein. Due to this, the CFTR protein becomes dysfunctional, and water and chloride ions cannot go out. As a result, cells with a defective CFTR gene produce thick mucus and salty sweat. Cystic fibrosis mainly affects the lungs. It also affects the pancreas, liver, kidneys, and intestine. Some of the major symptoms of this disease are mucus-clogged respiratory passage, severe lung infections, salty sweat, and infertility in males, and others. Broadly, genetic disorders may be grouped into 2 categories: Mendelian disorders and chromosomal disorders. Mendelian disorders are caused by alteration or mutation in a single gene, whereas chromosomal disorders are caused by structural or numerical chromosomal abnormalities.
So I hope this is clear to you all that what is Mendelian disorder and what is chromosomal disorders. Okay, Mendelian disorders, remember it will be related to a particular gene. There will be a single gene which is defected. Okay, but in the chromosomal disorders, we find either there will be change in the structure of a chromosome or there will be change in the number of the chromosome. So you call it as structural aberrations and numerical aberrations. Is it clear to everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, स्ट्रक्चर में आप समझ जाओ कि एडिशन, डिलीशन, डुप्लीकेशन, इंसर्शन, इन सब से स्ट्रक्चर बदल जाता है. And if the structure changes, so then it will bring about some disorders. Same way in number, there is a specific chromosome number of each species you see. Okay, and if the specific chromosome number of the species changes, वो कम हो जाए या ज्यादा हो जाए, तो देन इट कॉजेस द डिसऑर्डर. जैसे अपन ने टर्नर सिंड्रोम, डाउन सिंड्रोम, क्लिनफेल्टर्स सिंड्रोम पढ़ा, तो दे विल बी कमिंग इन द क्रोमोसोमल डिसऑर्डर्स. Okay, but your sickle cell anemia, hemophilia will be called as Mendelian disorder, क्योंकि वहां पर जीन डिफेक्टेड हो जाता है. Okay, so now we'll see.
Down's syndrome is an example of a chromosomal disorder, which is caused by the trisomy of the 21st chromosome.
So children, this is
Trisomy happens due to a defective step in meiosis, where the chromosomes fail to move apart after synapses. This condition is called chromosomal non-destruction. Mendelian disorders are inherited by the progeny, whereas chromosomal disorders are rarely transmitted because most affected individuals are infertile.
So this should be known to everyone, children, that Mendelian disorders will be transmitted to the next generation. Okay, because they are all fertile. उनकी fertility पे फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. The disorders will not cause any problem in the reproduction process. But in the chromosomal disorders, you find the reproduction will be affected. Okay, they will be infertile. That is why they cannot pass it to the next generation. So this is one important feature of the Mendelian disorder and chromosomal disorders.
The Mendelian defect can be predicted through pedigree analysis, whereas chromosomal defects can be detected through amniocentesis. Hemophilia, albinism, and sickle cell anemia are a few well-known examples of Mendelian disorders. Down's syndrome, Turner's syndrome, and Klinefelter syndrome are a few well-known examples of chromosomal disorders.
So you have seen, children, all the three we have done, and see what changes are occurring. Here 21st chromosome is showing the trisomy. Okay, so this, the diagram which they are showing, remember children, this is only known as karyotyping. Karyotype tells us that how the chromosomes are arranged. Okay, means what is the pattern, the structure, the shape of the chromosomes. So on the basis of their shape, size, and structure, the chromosomes are arranged. This is your first pair, then the second pair, third pair. So this way the numbering has been done from first to 23rd. Okay, and you find here what is happening. The 23rd pair is the 23rd pair is which one? Children, what is the 23rd pair?
Trisomy.
No, what is the 23rd pair called? XX or
Sex chromosome.
Sex chromosome. Remember, 23rd pair is the sex chromosome. और ये बाकी के 22, 1 से लेके 22 तक, they are known as what? What are they called? Say quickly, this is only to your oral test. That only the questions will be asked. The human beings will have 22. Astha, Anjali. What is it?
Progeny.
Huh? What are the 22?
Ma'am, autosomes.
Autosomes. So 22 autosomes and 1 pair is the sex chromosome. Okay, so you find in that only the 21st number autosome, it should be in pair, मतलब 2 होने चाहिए, but 2 की जगह यहाँ 3 हो गए. Now when you see the Turner syndrome, in the Turner syndrome you find that the sex chromosome, if it is a male, so then the male should have one X and one Y. You can see here the picture. Okay, if it is a female, so then it should have one X, and that is both X should be present. लेकिन यहाँ क्या हो रहा है, एक ही X हो गया, एक Y भी नहीं है. Y होना चाहिए अगर मेल है तो, और if it is a female, तो then X should be there. So there is a shortage of one sex chromosome. There is shortage of
One sex chromosome.
one sex chromosome. That condition we find in Turner's syndrome. And in the Klinefelter syndrome, we find the 2X will be there and one Y. So you find the boys or the males should have one X and one Y. But here one additional X is coming. That happens in the Klinefelter syndrome. So the chromosome number will change. Here you are finding that 22 के बाद यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है, 26 होने चाहिए, but यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है, total chromosome number will be how many?
45.
44 तो autosomes हो गए, and one is the sex
46 होने
chromosome.
चाहिए, 45 है.
हाँ, 45 are here, and in this case, in the Klinefelters,
47 are there.
47.
7 are there, and it should be 46. So I hope this is very clear. So now let us see the next things.
Ma'am,
Yes,
but
say.
Down syndrome can occur both male and female.
हाँ, Down syndrome we find it will be seen in the male also and the females also, because वहाँ chromosome number में कोई change नहीं आ रहा है. If the girl is, अगर the individual is having X chromosome, so naturally that will be a girl. But girl will have the 21st chromosome trisomy. तो then defects तो आएंगे, उस girl में defect आ जाएंगे. Are you getting now? And if it is having the X and Y, तो वो boy रहेगा, but boy will have all those defects which are seen in the Down syndrome. Okay?
Ma'am, then what happens, ma'am, in transgenders?
The transgender, what you say, it is these conditions, Turner's or the Klinefelters. Okay, the Klinefelters and the Turner syndrome, this will be coming in all those. Okay.
Okay.
So now we will see further.
Let us understand the cause and effects of some human genetic disorders. Click a tab to learn more.
So now we will see hemophilia. So try to revise what is hemophilia. Actually, what is the cause of hemophilia? And you can note down, children. एक बार फिर से revision कर लो, note भी कर लो साथ में. Put today's date and you can keep noting it again. So you can add up further. What you have previously noted, you can see once again. So this is very important disease.
And F9 on the X chromosome code for blood clotting factor 8 and 9 respectively. A mutation in either of the genes.
Now try to see here, children. Okay, this they are showing very clearly, they are telling specifically that X chromosome is getting the defective gene. And this gene number they are telling that is F9 and F8, and these genes are synthesizing the protein. And what protein they are synthesizing? That is named as clotting factor. Okay, so clotting factor 9 and clotting factor 8. अब अगर ये जीन डिफेक्टेड हो जाएगा तो क्लॉटिंग फैक्टर 8 नहीं बनेगा, क्लॉटिंग फैक्टर 9 नहीं बनेगा. अब जब क्लॉटिंग फैक्टर नहीं बनेगा तो क्लॉटिंग प्रोसेस विल गेट अफेक्टेड. Okay, so now try to see. So we call it as the hemophilia A and hemophilia B. Okay, तो उतना
Sounds in hemophilia. In the affected individuals, the blood clotting process is very slow and incomplete clots are formed. As a result, bleeding continues. Hemophilia is an X-linked recessive disorder. Females are carriers of the disease and males get affected by the disease?
Now I'll show you phenylketonuria.
Phenylketonuria is an inherited error of metabolism caused by the mutation in the gene coding for the enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase G on chromosome 12.
So this you can note down, children, that the gene gets defected, which is responsible for the synthesis of the enzyme. And what is the name of that enzyme? Phenylalanine hydroxylase. So mutation of this gene occurs, and this gene is located on the chromosome number 12. Okay, so this chromosome number 12 having the gene which synthesizes the enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase, that gets डिफेक्टेड. तो अब अगर वो डिफेक्टेड हो गई तो ये जीन फिर क्या करेगा, ये एंजाइम नहीं बना पाएगा. अब जब ये एंजाइम नहीं बना पाता है तो द ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ द फिनाइल कीटोनुरिया विल नॉट बी देयर. ओके, नाउ सी फर्दर.
Due to the mutation, there is a deficiency of the enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase. As a result, in the affected individuals, phenylalanine is not broken down. Accumulation of phenylalanine results in mental retardation, organ damage, unusual posture. Phenylketonuria is an autosomal recessive disorder.
So I hope you have understood. It is autosomal recessive disorder. This you have to write down in each disease, that what type of the disease is it. Okay, so hemophilia was sex linked, isn't it?
Ma'am,
Or autosomal, what it was?
Ma'am, sex linked.
What is it?
Ma'am, it was sex linked because
Anjali, what is it?
ma'am, what is hemophilia rare and common? What is the difference between them?
What is the difference between
Hemophilia rare case and common.
अच्छा, तो which is commonly formed, इसलिए बोला, मतलब डिफेक्ट किसका ज्यादा हो जाता है, that is on the basis of that they are calling it. Okay, that F8 clotting factor जो है 8, clotting factor 8 synthesis does not occur, and that problem we find commonly. Okay, and in one case you find that the F9 also gets affected, तो F9 फिर clotting factor 9 नहीं बना पाता है, और जब clotting factor 9 नहीं बना पाता है तो then the clotting does not take place. So दोनों में problem तो एक ही है. Okay, लेकिन दोनों के factors में difference आ रहा है कि which factor the body is not synthesizing. Okay, now we will see sickle cell anemia.
Point mutation in the beta hemoglobin gene on chromosome 11 causes the hemoglobin molecule to form long inflexible.
So now try to understand, children. Sickle cell anemia is caused, again it is an autosomal recessive disorder. Now this is the defective gene is present on the chromosome number 11. ये note कर लीजिए. Okay, it is present on the defective gene is present on the chromosome number 11, and this is an example of point mutation. So how the mutation is occurring? You find that instead of GAG, the alanine is here, it is replaced by the, can you see here in the picture and say?
And what?
Here A is replaced by
GTG.
अरे नहीं पापा, एक का बताओ. Point mutation it is. A is replaced by
T.
T. Okay, so now A will be replaced by T. Now when the RNA it will be forming, you find here it will form
मैम
instead of GAG वो बन जाएगा GUG. So
मैम
GAG codes for the amino acid. What is it? What is it?
मैम both are replacing ना. A is replaced by T and T is replaced by A.
No, don't try to see this down one children. Okay, ये इसका दूसरा स्ट्रैंड दिखा रहे हैं. आप एक पॉइंट समझो तो A gets replaced by T. तो naturally the complementary one will be same. Okay, complementary will be same. So you find that mRNA formation when it will occur, so it will not have GAG, it will have GUG. So the glutamine will be replaced by valine. The amino acid उस जब वो पॉलीपेप्टाइड चेन लंबा बनेगा तो एक के बाद एक जो अमीनो एसिड का सीक्वेंस है दैट विल चेंज. ओके, तो इन प्लेस ऑफ ग्लूटामिन यू फाइंड कि वैलिन आके अटैच हो जाएगा. तो द नॉर्मल हीमोग्लोबिन जो बनते हैं उनका स्ट्रक्चर ऐसा रहता है, बट सिकल सेल hemoglobin जो बन जाता है, why it gets sickle shaped, you find that they do not have this structure there because of the change in the sequence of the amino acid. It becomes like this, it becomes straight chains. Okay, so the shape कैसा हो जाएगा, sickle shape हो जाता है, फिर वो globular नहीं होगा. Okay, the RBCs do not remain discoidal in shape, they become sickle shaped just because of the substitution of
Valine.
glutamine by valine in a polypeptide chain. Okay, so in which one? That is beta hemoglobin chain. In the beta hemoglobin chain, इसलिए अपन ने उसका नाम रखा है beta hemoglobin gene, that is HBB gene, and that gene is present on the chromosome number 11, which gets mutated. और म्यूटेशन से पॉइंट म्यूटेशन है, मतलब एक नाइट्रोजनस बेस का बस फर्क आ रहा है. ओके, दिस इज नोन एज अ जेनेटिक कोड. तीन मिलके एक अमीनो एसिड को कोड करते हैं. उसमें से अगर एक भी बेस बदल जाएगा so remember it will be coding some other amino acid. Done everyone? This much very clear?
Yes ma'am.
Okay.
The chains. This makes the RBCs sickle-shaped. The sickle-shaped red cells have a shorter lifespan than normal RBCs. They are stiff and sticky. Therefore, they coagulate and block the blood flow in the blood vessels. Sickle cell anemia is an autosomal recessive disorder.
So we have seen this. Now you can see one more video to understand the sickle cell anemia.
Sickle cell disease. Red blood cells utilize a protein known as hemoglobin in transporting oxygen from the lungs throughout the body. Normal red blood cells are round and flexible, allowing them to travel freely and easily through the narrow blood vessels. Sickle cell disease is a disorder affecting the red blood cells. Persons with sickle cell disease have a mutation in a gene that codes for the hemoglobin protein and prevents the molecules from forming properly. This improper hemoglobin results in rigid, concave cells shaped like little crescent moons or a sickle used on a farm, giving them their description as sickle-shaped red blood cells. The gene responsible for sickle cell anemia is autosomal, meaning it is present on the non-sex chromosomes. The gene is located on the short arm of chromosome 11. These differently shaped cells cannot transport oxygen efficiently, preventing it from reaching organs including the lungs and heart. Without sufficient oxygen, the cells that make up these organs will begin to die. Sickle cells live only an average of 15 days instead of the standard 120 days of a normal red blood cell. The resulting lower red blood cell count may lead to anemia, which is why a common form of the disease is known as sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell disease is inherited in a recessive pattern, meaning if a normal gene is present, it will dominate and suppress the diseased gene so that symptoms are not exhibited. The symptoms can only be seen if both defective genes are present. The carriers of sickle cell genes or sickle cell traits on one chromosome are known as heterozygotes, individuals for the gene. A carrier will have one normal gene and one abnormal gene. They will be unaffected by the disease and lead normal lives. However, they can pass on the disease to their children. If both parents are carriers, 1/4 of their children will be normal and have normal genes. Half will be carriers like their parents, and 1/4 of the children will inherit both abnormal genes, meaning they will be affected by the disease. If one parent is a carrier and the other is normal, half of their children will be carriers and half will be normal. In a case where one parent is homozygous in regards to the disease, meaning they are affected by it, and the other is normal, all children will be heterozygous and carriers. Summary. Sickle cell anemia is an autosomal recessive disorder. The gene responsible for the sickle cell disease is located on chromosome 11. In this disease, red blood cells are sickle-shaped and cannot transport oxygen efficiently. Carriers of the disease are heterozygous, with a single chromosome bearing the defective gene. The disease manifests its symptoms only when an individual has two defective genes.
So is it very clear, children, this much? How the sickle cell anemia will be transmitted from the parents to the offspring. How it will be transferred from one generation to other. That pattern also you have seen. Yes or no? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the crosses already we have done. Cystic fibrosis is not in the syllabus, so I'm not showing you, children. Okay, 3 diseases you have to study. And those 3 diseases already we have discussed. Now, any other thing, would you like to see the sex determination now? Okay, once again, you can see the sex determination.
Sex determination. The sex of an organism is determined by specific chromosomes called sex chromosomes. In humans and other mammals, an XY sex determination system is followed. Every cell in humans, either male or female, has 23 pairs of chromosomes. Of them, 22 pairs are homologous and are called autosomes. The remaining 2 chromosomes are called sex chromosomes. In females, the sex chromosomal pair will be X and X, while in males, it will be X and Y. In humans, the X chromosome is not the same size and shape as the Y chromosome. In males, sperm cells are produced through meiosis with haploid or half the number of chromosomes, that is, 22 autosomes and 1 sex chromosome. Therefore, in a sperm, the sex chromosome can be either X or Y. Similarly, in females, the eggs have 22 autosomes and 1 sex chromosome, X. When a sperm with X chromosome fertilizes an egg with X chromosome, the offspring will be a female with paired X chromosomes. If a sperm with Y chromosome fertilizes an egg with X chromosome, the offspring will be a male with X and Y sex chromosomes. Summary. Sex of the offspring is determined by chromosomes called sex chromosomes. In humans, X and Y chromosomes determine the sex of the offspring. Females have X, and males have X and Y chromosomes.
So this way we have understood what is the sex determination in human beings. So this you have been studying in 10th also, so there is no problem. But see, the language I want you all to correct, that when the sperm carrying X chromosome fuses with the ovum, that way you should say. ऐसा नहीं बोलना है कि when X fuses with the Y or when the Y fuses with the X. No, when the sperm carrying X chromosome fuses with the ovum, because ovum will always have X chromosome. So all ovum will be same type, but the sperms, they are of two types. Some sperms will have X chromosome and some sperms will have the Y chromosome. So that way you should remember. Now, any other topic you would like to see, children? Chromosomal theory of inheritance, linkage we have done. Deviations of the Mendel's laws we have completed. Okay, then genetic disorders, all we have revised once again. Sex-linked chromosomal disorders. That's all. So now I am stopping the presentation, children. So if any doubt you have, you can further ask. Otherwise, then we'll do Shanti part. So Aditya, Nandini, Shifa, Pranjal, 4 are only there. Tell me, आपका पूरा preparation बढ़िया से हो जाएगा and Monday you will be ready for the yes. Everyone can speak up. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Nandini.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So you try to go through. Okay, what is thalassemia? What are the different types of thalassemia? It is a genetic disorder जिसका कोई cure नहीं है. Okay, so it is also related to the blood only. So I'll send it. उसको एक बार read कर दीजिए. अगर नहीं समझ में आता तो उधर WhatsApp पर ही आप message कर दीजिए. Okay, so now we'll do Shanti part, children. So join your hands, close your eyes. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Silent, children. So you can leave, and now after finishing the oral test, I will start